What's going on, Panthers Nation? Carolina Dad here, back to talk about the GM candidates for the Carolina Panthers. Now, I say GM, I should use the term general manager lightly, because what we are seeing with the slew of candidates that are coming through is that we're actually getting some football operations people that are strictly focused on cap management, cap space, contract negotiations, more the business side. And then we've got a handful of candidates that are focused more on what you would typically see in a GM, which is scouting, personnel, player development, evaluations. And so I went through and dissected it. This is my personal view from reading all 9-10 bios, however many bios the candidates are out here. I tried to simplify it for you. I'm not going to do the same analysis that I did for all of our coaches, because it's just too much time right now, and I at least want to give you a little bit of information about these candidates. As you hear the names or read about them, you'll have a decent understanding of who's who in this search. Now, once we actually get into whoever this is going to be, I'll take some time to, do some more research. But I think all of this fits into this sportsology consulting that's happening. And I say that because it does feel like, in my opinion, that we are going to branch out. At least my fingers are crossed, and we're going to get some type of football operations role paired with a general manager that does the scouting and player development, all that stuff. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't have any money to put on it because I'm not betting, and it's not legal in North Carolina yet. Almost there. But that's my interpretation of this situation. So to help you out, I've gone through this list. I posted it on X. You can follow me on there and see this. And I kind of split it out. So you have vice president of football operations. That's what I'm calling this, or salary cap management. I see that as a role. We have Mike Eisner of the Lions, Samir Suleiman of the Panthers, so he's already here, Brandon Tillis of the Chiefs, Kai Harley of the Saints, Nick Mateo of the Ravens. I duplicated that, I'm pretty sure, when I went through this. Mike Disner, and I'm pretty sure I just flipped. Now I gotta go back and triple check, because I think I did. I was like, who is this candidate? That's exactly what I did. So, hey, I just made up a person. How about that? It is not Mike Eisner. And that's so funny because I posted this. I just kind of laugh at myself right now because, and y'all are just kind of getting the raw in between of me doing this. The tweet that I posted with all this information, I put out a person on here that's not even an actual GM. So that's wonderful. Kind of merged a few names. That's the joy of doing this. So I'm going to take that down and post it. But let's get back on track. Mike Disner of the Lions. Mike Greenberg, not to be confused with ESPN Greeny, Mike Greenberg of the Buccaneers. So that entire group that I just named are your operation guys, football operations, cap space, cap management, contract restructuring. Your GM candidates, it's a shorter list. And this is just my opinion based off of the roles that these guys have performed based on their bios. Champ Kelly of the Raiders, who's the interim GM there right now, someone you're very familiar with. Dan Morgan of the Carolina Panthers, who was the assistant GM, is the interim GM right now. And then Alec Hallaby of the Eagles, more that GM, traditional GM candidate. And then Brandon Brown of the Giants. And I like, for me, if I'm being honest, I love Dan Morgan. I don't know that I want him involved. I don't know how much he's involved. Like, as an assistant GM, you have to be pretty involved in the decisions we have made in free agency, as well as in the draft over these past few years, have been just abysmal. And I want a new set of eyes in here to as we're going to restructure this thing, let's do it the right way and get someone in here that knows what the heck they're doing. That's just me, though. It's my take, man. You can believe what you want. All right, folks, that's your general manager breakdown. So we will continue to follow along as we hear who's coming in, and I'll keep you updated throughout the week with the podcast as I release those episodes. That's all, folks.